And I'm so much looking forward talking with you now about focus. Focus is so important, especially when we talk about highly sensitive beings and highly sensitive beings wanting to become more empowered, intuitive. All right? So, what is focus in the end? A focus is when our attention is channeled into one direction. So I'm just thinking of one thing. I do not allow any distraction. I do not see 50,000 trees around in the whole bunch of people. My attention does not pick up everything, but I am learning to be focused. A bit like these horses who can just see like that, they just don't see the rest. What does that require? That requires consciousness, and that requires awareness, and that requires the ability to steer yourself. There's also this nice phrase saying, where focus goes, energy flows. So when your focus always taps into a lot of different things, you can be quite aware that your energy is a bit like if you have these water canisters where you can nicely water your plants, that your energy just goes everywhere, but not specifically to one direction where you actually want it to be. Maybe that's also then one reason why you feel quite energy drained in some moments, because you are not able to focus your energy. Maybe your nervous system, your traumatic system is still quite aroused and is still looking for safety in the outside. There it's so important to learn to calm down the nervous system and reconnect to your inside, to ground in yourself, to reconnect in yourself through your breath, for example, through meditation, through conscious activities. Our consciousness are around 5 to 10% of our being. The rest, like 90 to 95%, works subconsciously. You can imagine it like you're driving the car, but everything that happens in the car, like the motor is running, the tires, the wheels are turning, the level of the speed is doing something, the radio is doing something, the light is doing something. That's everything that's working consciously. You are just the driver of the car. And the more you can become aware of everything that happens, the more you can steer where you want to go. If you start to jump around with your thoughts, maybe you know that when you drive a car or drove a bike or just walked somewhere, you think like, how did I actually get here? Like I was with my mind, I was just totally somewhere else. Okay? That's when we are not focused. That's when we are not here. We are everywhere but not here. And when we learn to focus ourselves on something and really bring our energy into that direction, that's so powerful. That is so powerful, and that can support you a lot to be more anchored with yourself, to be more clear with yourself, to be and go more into the direction where you want to be and want to go. If I would right now, like my system, my brain, like everything, it senses the light outside for sure. It also senses and experiences a lot of what is happening in my environment here right now. But I teach myself that my focus is on this camera, on expressing what I want to bring towards you right now. And this is a bit like training. This is like if you imagine people who train dogs or who also with kids and just want to learn to let them bring their focus onto one thing, not do 5 things at one time. Maybe you also know that if you eat in front of the TV, you either don't know what you just ate, or it's like, where's my food actually? Where did all the crisps go? Like, did my partner now eat that? No, you ate it. But you did it not consciously. And it's, as a highly sensitive, so important to learn to focus. To learn to be able to focus on yourself, what you feel, what is present for you right now. And to learn to focus on other people, but to choose where you want to focus on. Not to let your survival system connect to everything at the same time and let in that way create yourself. Let in that way be that your kind of survival safety techniques. Do you know what I mean? Okay, how can we train our focus? How can we train to focus ourselves? Take yourself me time. Take yourself some time only for yourself. And either you set something what you want to do, or you're just totally open of what wants to come next through you, what just feels good for you in that moment to do. Another step is how you can better train your focus is to focus. To focus on one thing. Like, do the one thing. What supports me there a lot is to set myself a timer. Like if I do some work, or if I spend time with my partner, if I eat, if I cook, whatever I do, to set myself kind of time frames. Say like, okay, these next 10 minutes, maybe first these next 30, these next 60 or 90 minutes, I'm just going to focus myself on journaling, on focusing myself on watching these videos now, to teach myself to focus, for example, just on making these videos, or just focus on eating the next 20 minutes. So the more you train yourself there, the more you train the dog, the more potent his abilities become. Because what easily happens, like when you sit on the computer at work and then your mind starts to drive you, it's learning to take for yourself the driver's seat back. Because the more aware I am, the more I focus, the more I can steer myself where I want to go. So maybe you know these moments you sit on the computer or sit on the phone and you start to scroll here and tap there and look at that, and in the end it's like, what did I actually want to do? And you already forgot it. And it's like, oh yeah, actually I wanted to do that. And then the mind starts to drift away again. So it's a bit teaching this mind to work more for you than that it works for you, than that you have to work for your mind. So not make yourself the slave of your mind, but let your mind become your best employee in some way, your best supportive system. What does that have to do still then in connection with high sensitivity? I already said it in one of the last videos, is if we can't be focused on something, our energy is just draining into every direction. And you will not be able to really keep up your energy with yourself. So for highly sensitive people, it is very good. The more I learn to focus and to bring my energy consciously into some direction, and also to learn to focus on myself, that it's safe for me to focus on myself, in that moment you start to become free as a highly sensitive being, and not so much depending on the energy and your environment. Okay? If you if you like this video, then give it a like. Follow me if you do not follow me yet, and write a comment if you feel something about this video, if you would like to share your experiences and also your techniques and how you learn to more master yourself in that. I wish you a beautiful day and see you in the next video.